this is a section of my solo in the piece, and it's this piece was very, very tense for me to make, and it took the longest actually. And so yeah, I'm gonna show you a little bit of it, and it's there are some hard parts, but it's doable for also, I would say, non dancers if you put some extra time into it and just kind of look at the momentum of the movement and the dynamics of it. So I hope you enjoy. And today we're going to be listening to a Vivaldi song that music piece. So we'll see if you, let's see here. Okay. So this is actually a piece of music that I'm using for one of my choreographies. So, but today I just wanted to use it for this piece because it was just convenient somehow. Okay, so we'll just play the music, and I'll do a quick warm-up session for you. And again, we all do your own warm-ups. I don't necessarily teach a routine of warm-ups. I don't have a routine. So I go by the day and how my body feels for the warm-up and what kind of warm-up do I need today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And in the midst of all of those crazy things that are still happening and still going. And so hoping for the best. Enjoy. Alright. So that was my warm up for me, and we're gonna get into the choreography right now. And so yeah, you ready? Let's go for it. So I'm going to explain the piece and go for it at first, and then before we go with it with music. Voila. So the beginning of it is just starts if you're walking into stage. So let's say I'm walking in, and it's very straightforward. You just stand there, and you have very slowly it goes, and then back down. Then we have 1, 2, 3. The third time we change, and then it goes. You have 2 counts of 8 here to really start shaking. So if you start with here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, out, and you have jump, which is 2 times. You have 1, 2. So you have down, 1, 2, down, and open, and then you have this motion of like kind of gaining energy in, and then we turn to the side and we look, and then it doesn't stop moving. It's very settled here. You go up. It's like you push from here, so you push from here up, so it goes more on a upper diagonal, I would say. I'm not too good with left and right and counting in general, so I go by mostly the movement, how it feels. But anyways, it's like a angle on that, so it's like taking your soul out. So yeah, here goes up, and until you can't go no more, and then you point down, and we have here open, and come back down, and you step, and then pull this in, and then you go back here, and then it goes to ballet position here, and then this goes head grasp back, this goes you fall, and then into it, and this arm goes out, and click up. This. So this is as slow motion as for the choreography, but okay, you go through it one more time. Imagine you walk in, alright, so come in, and then just stand there immediately, and arm goes up, and then down again, then 1. This is like someone is just pushing you. You know, when it's just like, but you can't go on because your legs somehow stuck to the floor at this point. So it's like you came into this position when you walked in, and it was just as if, immediately you were in place. And arm goes down, push. You're not bothered with it too much at first. And then the second time, it's like 2 times, it's in the face too, it gets a bit annoying. And the third time, push side. You get pushed now, you're really more bothered. It bothers you. And then 2 counts of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this shake the movement should shake your whole body somehow. And if you really push it, it's really, you can barely see the arm moving. That's the point of it. It's like you barely can see the arm moving. It's like 2 line, and you just make it fast where it just shakes your whole body. It's like So 8 counts, and then since you're in a diagonal, so here what you're gonna do is right there you have 1, 2, but this is gonna be fast. So like 1, 2, 3. So 1, and you do 2, 3. You're still on a diagonal, and the third, you just kind of, you throw, let it go. This is more like takes you up, right? It's like your arm, imagine like their wings. All of a sudden when you do this, it goes, up. Have this feeling of it when you breathe through this movement. So 1, 2, down. So it's like it's for this side down. It's not up down. So side down. Here you jump 2 times, right? You have this. So if I would do it from the side, it would be right. So on the floor, in the air, you have this too. It's a moment of kind of like we talked about before in martial art. It's like using energy at that last second and letting go of it. So it's really interesting when you control those within between the movement. So it's like, and then you're back to normal and it's still moving, and it hits and it still goes on. So it's just it has this in the air. You don't really exactly use a lot of intensity. Somehow should be just the air should. It's like when you swim, you need your legs to do that. So you that's that's what that is basically. Those two, it's this in swimming. So you have this takes you a little bit. It gives you more time in the air before you come down. So you're right. So okay. So we have again here down, up, and when you come back down, you're in the air, and then just immediately goes as you fall. So you're like, you do three motions in the air almost. It needs to be a little bit quick because so you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, you bring it down while you're still in the air, and then while you come down here, just open up down here, and then here you have this, and then you turn. This comes back in. You look, then turn to the side, fall, and then open again, and then here you look, and then step, step, pull in. So step, step, pull in, and then we go back to the ballet. It's more down, more of a Michael Jackson. So down, but then this goes down. And leg. So it's like a moment of a bit of regret. You're here, you think that you're good, and then this leg goes, you're like, oh my god. And then this falls. And then comes back here, and this goes. It's like a circle of thoughts. You constantly want to move, push forward, but it's difficult somehow. So, should we go with it with musica? Let's try that. Let's try that. I love Vivaldi. I've been listening to a lot of opera recently just to get really motivated for the works that I'm doing, and it's just kind of the composition of notes in orchestra recently have been really something that I've been finding a lot of joy researching. So, and yeah, so and the vibe of the whole piece has a lot of yeah, confusion somehow, and it's a story within an individual where goes through a journey and you get the blocks, but the blocks kind of all the ways down, very much down, and it's not like a block, oh something small. No, it's a big block, and it leaves you between the options is either to go on or to stop. So but there's always that last push to continue, as one should, especially in such times. Yep. All right, here we go. Yeah. So it's it's somehow, so much emotions has been put into those pieces. Truly, it gets to the point once the, as artists, it's important to get out of character once we get into character, and I think that's very important because getting caught up in it already has a history that we all can research and look at that just wasn't necessarily beneficial or good. So, um, and that's one of the, it's like a yin and yang, and it has its positive, it has its negatives. So um, and personally, I find it difficult to get out of those characters immediately once I'm done with it. It's somehow because I really do come from a place of hurt and pain somehow, and uncertainty, and with uh, everything that's been happening in the past 2 decades in my region back home in Iraq. It's been both in the Arab and in the Kurdish side, but it's been difficult, and for them not to have so many revenues to let off steam, to be open, have conversations, which I mean, we're getting better. It's getting there. I've been speaking to friends of mine who they're trying to change that, and so it's really great. But this comes from all this background of this whole issue that begun with. So yeah, we'll just go through it one more time with music, just so you have more feeling of it, and yeah, and then we'll go through it slowly one time for you to understand the dynamics more of the movement, and we go for it again. All right. Let's do this. Apologize for changing the beginning of it. This piece has four sides of it, and I just edited this new one for the space here because usually it actually moves a lot more than it did. So I have the tendency of going back to the studio version of this piece. So here you go, the quarantine version of this piece now. One more time. By the way, this t-shirt was from my performances, so it's giving that vibe now. Yeah, we cut off this part because it was not in it actually, but it's up to you if you want. But faster is to just once when it comes back from there, you have here and then here, then just go back to that movement. This would just kind of this class I wanted to make it with less movement for non-dancers as well to be able to do it. For example, for a non-dancer to just kind of just go for this movement and just kind of stretch throughout. It's just really stretch. You just add more of the chest and right. So you just more of like a workout. Look at it, and then it's the same thing. It's just you're more of this. This always will give you space to move, but it's up to you for the dancers if you want to do it to add after the movement this and then this. You can do that. It's up to you. But if you're a non-dancer and to try to use less movement, then go with here, down, up, open, close, and down, open again, side. I would say this one would be a bit difficult, but you don't need to go all the way, but go further for, if you go all the way, you'll have to really use knees here. So because you have here, down, open, and then right, and then step, step, and that pulls. So come back for the less movement, just get into that. For the more movement, if you are here, 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 side, and you go over here, and then down, and oh my God, side, and then so you have two versions of it. use whichever you can and whichever you want, and we'll just go over both versions one time, and then we'll go again. So have here first version. Just go up, down, and head, back, head, back, head, side, back. I'm gonna go up, 8 count, 2 of an 8 of the shake, and then 1, 2, 3, turn head, open. It's like the wings. 1, 2, down, jump, in, open, out, and up, down, open again, back, step, drag in to the ballet position, knees down, head, oh my god, down, back, and point. None. If you want less movement, would be same thing. There we go. There. Let's go. Down. 1, 2, 3. Back. Side and arms. 2 of an 8. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Open. So you change position when you open. So you're facing forward. Now 2 times. In. Out. Fists in. Open. Up, sole, down, point, open, back, step, in, and back, point. So these are the 2 versions of it. Like I said, this was this piece had many versions to play with. So I'm personally not too strict with how choreography is done, as long as the intentions and the emotions behind it is true, and it's more accurate, I would say. So that's where my main focus is for that. So in general, when I choreograph, and the more natural you feel, the better. You can do this and add your own movements. It doesn't really, it's not a big deal that either the legs is up there when you do a move, or it's down here, or however it is. What's important is your intentions when you do the move. I can do this move with 2 separate intentions. It would not, I can do like. Can do it with 2 intentions, or I can do it with oomph in that perspective. And if I'm just like it's completely different. It's 2 different things. So it's good to have this into movement. I think and to truly live a character. That's important with when I move. To live a character when you're in the studio, and to tell the truth about them. But this would be it for today. You have 2 ways. Choose whatever you like. Add what you want. And much love to everyone. And thank you for tuning in for our Battery Dance TV. And we're going to keep you updated every day with new classes. With the rest of the team, check out our schedule online. And send us your questions, please. Would love to respond. If it's for individually any other artist specifically you like, do send them a message and do connect with us. We're here to connect with you and to go through this moment together. This is Hussein. Thank you very much.